that, you know, this whole idea of selling off the land and the resources is not acceptable. There needs to be more consultation. Monsanto, the people in Hungary 2 years ago ended up burning all the Monsanto seeds, saying that they didn't want to be controlled with the GMO seeds. And if you look here on Turtle Island, that any farmer who uses his own seed, he might go to jail if he doesn't use Monsanto. And the fact of it is that these corporations are coming on indigenous land, starting to tell us what we're supposed to be growing. So we don't want these corporations signing off our land, signing off our sovereignty. So remember, this is Iroquois land. We never surrendered our land or our territory. So the next time that the corporations try and come in here and steal our land and resources, ask them, did they get consultation from the First Nations? Did they get permission from the hereditary chiefs, not the elected band councils? They don't speak for us. It's through the hereditary chiefs. So remember, don't sign our land away without our consultation. That's all we're asking, is for mutual respect on the land and the resources. Remember, we all have to drink the same water, live off the same land, and breathe the same air. Be responsible citizens to Mother Earth. Yahweh.
This month, there was a global march against Monsanto. It was probably one of the largest protests ever in the world, and there was a media blackout. We have a march coming up again in October for World Food Day. This will not happen again. I guarantee you, this will not happen again. We have a plan. People have the power. We are the 99%. You are the 1%. You are not going to win.
Politics is the entertainment division of the military-industrial complex. Did that just set in? Is that going to take a couple of hours? What? Politics. So when you're saying, oh, I like the Republicans, the Democrats, the progressives, the communists, the socialists, who's the other ones, you know, conservatives, liberals. Politics is the entertainment division of the military-industrial complex. Right now, the United States, and I believe Canada, is at war in Iraq and Afghanistan. It cost the United States, which is a starving country, starving. The economy is down to crap. The true unemployment rate is about 50%. They call it 8% because they only count the people who are actually looking for work. There are cities where the unemployment rate is 100%, 90%. Foreclosures where they come in and take your house is at an all-time high. But the United States has money, $20 billion a month, $20 billion a month to support a war in Afghanistan. And they've been in there for 11 or 12 years. And if you read the Department of Defense report, they're battling 100,000 people. 11 years, they've sent over 3 million people, and they're battling 100,000 people. They call them the Taliban. Remember when they used to call us savages? Remember when they used to call us animals? Remember all the propaganda about our religion and how heathen and barbaric we were, and that we scalp people? That's the same thing they're saying now about the Muslims. Same exact thing, same lies. Why? Because these 100 families are trying to control 7 billion people. One of my suggestions is you turn that TV off. Turn it off. Or just stay on Sesame Street. Think about what I'm telling you. I got brothers here from Colombia. Colombia and Mexico now are fighting against the cartels. The cartels have consumed, and they're making the cartels out to be horrible and vicious and barbaric. The truth is that if it were not for the corruption and the powerlessness of the people, the cartels would not exist. Am I correct? It was the corruption that led to the cartels. And now the cartels are making and owning governments. And in a way, I dread the cartels, but in another way, I see them as a threat to that 100 families. Just like I see the Taliban as one of the last sources of resistance to colonialism. What has that got to do with hip-hop? Everything. Because hip-hop has gone from a voice of the voiceless to a voice of the colonizer, the voice of the occupier, but now they're occupying space in your mind. Jay-Z, every time you hear him, he's bragging about what he got. Well, I come from the neighborhood near him, and when I went there to talk at the Marcy Projects, there was no Sean Carter, Jay-Z computer literacy or computer library or anything. So he got all this money, and right across from the projects, a huge billboard advertising his new album. And the brothers in the project went there and painted it out. What I'm trying to tell you is that we're being brainwashed. And myself, John Trudell, there are those people who are trying to connect your heart and your brain. Because the time when 100 families control 7 billion people, and them 7 billion people are falling into this abyss of technology, technologic. And they're using hip hop. Lil Wayne, he's in my studio. It's about this high, about this wide, and about this bright, like a 5-watt light bulb. And if you look at the pictures, if they could do the pictures, I don't know what happened, but I had pictures of him when I met him. I put puppet strings on him. Never did that in my life. Why did I do that? Because I had a vision that this brother was going to be used as the puppet to de-educate us and to colonize us. Jay-Z is used to colonize us. Drake is used to colonize us. Rihanna and that other freakazoid, Nicki, there's kids here, I'm going to keep it clean, are here to make our women comfortable in being slutty. Lil Wayne is here to make us comfortable in showing our butt cheeks and being all tattooed up. And the Kardashians are here to say you don't have to give it away, you can sell it. There needn't be no romance. Whoever got the most bread gets the most over with them skanks. If I'm lying, tell me. All of this is to colonize our brain, because this is the most potent and valuable weapon on the earth. This is the most powerful real estate on the earth. This is the most powerful weapon on the earth. This and this are all we have to keep any degree of freedom. Sojourner Truth, who was part of the liberation movement to help free slaves, said it best. I freed hundreds of slaves, and I could have freed thousands more if they knew that they were slaves. So how can I help liberate you unless you understand that you're not free? You cannot be free if you don't know that you're in slavery. You cannot be free if you're a slave to technology. You cannot be free if you do not understand. When I was just over in England, they have more cameras than they have people. And they're watching you. Well, who watches the watchers? KRS One said it best, you were put here to protect us, but who protects us from you? Just because you say it's illegal doesn't mean that it's true. I am hip-hop. I'm the spirit of hip-hop. I am hip-hop. I'm hip-hop itself. Hip-hop meaning that it's the hip is the hippest people in the world. Hop means we got the energy to move with it. But I'm the spirit of hip-hop. Hip-hop is the voice of the voiceless. And I'm the voice of the voiceless. And I've been for 35 years, 40 years, documenting hip-hop, documenting the pioneers, documenting the change, documenting the evolution and not a devolution. D-E-V-I evolution, and D-E-V-O-L-U-T-I-O-N, devolution, as opposite to evolution because it was influenced by the devil. And if you don't believe there is a devil, I will show you pictures of the devil. I will tell you who the devil is. The devil is the one of the 100 families that control 7 people on this earth, 7 billion people on this earth. And there's no way that they can do that without absolute technological mind control. And that's where hip-hop is going from the voice of the voiceless to being a tool of the oppressor. And I'm that voice against being hip-hop being used as a tool of the oppressor.